Hey guys, back with another video, and I have my August TBR slash my Christian Readathon TBR. So, for the past, oh my gosh, I think it's been 3 years now. Ooh, I have to go back and look on my YouTube actually. I think it's been 3 years because we have now been living in this complex for 3 years. 4 years. Maybe it's been 4. I don't even know. I'm trying to think. March 2019. March. So it will be, no, yeah, it's 4 years. 4 years. So then I've only been doing this for 3 years because I don't think we did it the first year I was here. I don't know. I need to go back. If not, this is 4 years. 4 years. 3 or 4 years. While you see me sitting here trying to figure out the math, I need to just go back and check. But it's been 3 or 4 years now that I've been doing and hosting the Christian Readathon here on my channel. So I also have a book club on my, not on my personal Facebook, but on my Facebook, or on Facebook. Oh my gosh. I can't even talk right now. So on Facebook, I also have a book club. This year, I kind of redid things a little bit. At first, it was just a Facebook group where we just kind of shared the things that we were reading throughout the month, throughout the week. And we post memes. We still post memes here and there, and I still ask people what they're reading. But this year I decided to go ahead and have a year-long TBR, one book once a month that the group can read together. So far, I think there has been minimal participation. There's a lot of people in the group. I think we have like 120 people in the group. But I think I had 3 people read some of the books. Some of them read faster than me, so some of them have already read a lot of books. Some people picked and choose what book they wanted to read at what time that was on the list, and then there's quite a few that have not read any of them at all, but I think they just enjoy the group and looking at the memes and looking at the new books that everybody's reading. Anyway, on that list, that book year-long TBR, for each month I have a book, and for the month of August I have the book Crazy Faith. So this year, this is our book club book pick, Crazy Faith. I have a shelf on my Goodreads where I have my TBR books. So books that I will be reading throughout the month. And I change them up to the currently reading as I read them. So this one is on there right now. I think as of right now, that's the only one I have on there because I have not updated it yet. So Crazy Faith is written by Michael Todd. It's called Crazy Faith. It's only crazy until it happens. And it is written by Michael Todd. I just have seen the book a lot at Barnes and Nobles and, let's see, Half Price Books. So every time I go into, those are the 2 major bookstores that I go to. And every time I go into, the bookstore, those books are there. And I just decided I am going to pick it up and read it. It's 240 pages. There is no description of the book. It just has a description of Michael Todd. But if you don't know who Michael Todd is, he is a pastor that's very well known via, I believe, like Instagram and YouTube. He has a big following on those platforms because of, I want to say either his church or people are videotaping him and putting clips, because I've seen professional video, well, as professional as it can get, without him personally or his crew actually being film people that film professionally for a living. But anywho, either his church is filming him and putting some of his clips up, but I've also seen some where audience members have like videoed him and put them up. But no, like some of the clips that I've seen, I liked. Some of them are a little bit questionable, but that is also one of the things about authors of any sort. Doesn't matter, thriller, romance, horror, Christian, you always get some part of it that you either agree with or don't agree with. I'm not sure if I will agree with everything that's in this book, because I know I don't agree with everything that I see on Instagram or YouTube. He's also on TikTok too. But I am very interested in this book because it is a big seller. It's a New York Times bestseller. So we shall see. We shall see where it takes us. I would give you a book description, but there's not one on Goodreads to give. It just says that he's a New York Times bestseller of 2 previous books that he has. No, of a book called Relationship Goals that he has also written, and he is the pastor of a church called Transformation Church. But it says absolutely nothing about this book. So whoever put this book up on Goodreads, like, what is it about? So, anywho, I have checked this. Actually, you know what? Oh, no, I can't do that because I can't get Libby on my Kindle, and I have Libby on my phone. I'm using my phone right now to film this, so I cannot look that up. All right. Next book I am going to read is Monster, because it is July's book pick. Hi, Joshua.
You're literally recording at the same time I'm recording.
Well, right now you're not recording because you're in here talking to me.
No, my video's still playing.
Oh.
Bye.
I believe this was my July's book pick, and I had not gotten to it yet, and what better time to read it than now. He is a Christian horror author, and yes, it is a thing that's out there. I did not know. I knew it was out there, but I didn't know it was out there. Christian horror, thriller, mystery, that category, and I've been looking for an author for quite some time, because I prefer horror, as you can see. But I had not found an author yet that, to read. And then this was recommended to me by someone in my church who also reads horror. So I will read this one. I do have some of his other novels. Actually, I have 2 of his other novels that are on, I have them on this channel because they were in a book haul. So in one of those book hauls, I think it was my more recent one, to be honest, which was probably November, December. I don't even remember. Anyway, so I'll be reading that. And then there is The Case for Christ. I have already read this one. I jumped ahead and read this because my oldest son was taking a class through our church called Doubters Anonymous, and it was based off of this book and just pretty much investigating the Bible and having that historical and scientific evidence from the Bible. So, but I will be actually going back to read it again, but I've read this already 3 times, but I'm going to go back and read it again. So I'll read it a 4th time. I'll Start Again Monday. I've had this on my shelf for quite a bit. It's a small book, and I figured with this book being so thick, Crazy Love is not this thick. I think Crazy Love is about this thick. So having two semi thick book, one really thick book, that it's probably good to have a not so thick book. So, oh, The Case for Christ is about the author Lee Strobel. I can't remember. Sorry. Where his wife comes to have a relationship with God before he does, and he is just trying to figure out what is so good about Jesus. Why is everyone, wanting to be a Christian? Why does his wife want to be a Christian? And he thinks that it's a bunch of lies that people are told to get them to just believe in this false God. So he goes on a personal journey, and he's a lawyer. He works for a law firm. So he goes on his own personal, no, he's a journalist. Lawyer or journalist. I actually can't even remember now. But, journalist, a journalist. So he's a journalist. But he goes on his own journey to investigate the Bible and tries to prove it wrong. And he came up short. He could not pin anything down to where he was in disbelief. He did a full-on investigation. So that's what this is about, and it takes you through his journey, and he has his references in there to where you can go back and you can go to those references and you can go and do your own investigation, and you can make of it what you will. I'll start again. Mondays by Lisa Turkhurst. It says, so often we characterize our food cravings as bad, especially when dieting has made us feel even more disappointed and defeated. But the reality is we were made to crave. We just need to realize God created us to crave more of him instead of misplacing that craving by overindulging in physical pleasures and unhealthy choices that will never truly satisfy. In the midst of her own personal struggle with this, New York Times bestseller author Lisa Turkhurst invites us into a new perspective of permanent change to get out of the same old pattern of losing weight but then gaining it back. I know a lot of people in my church that have followed her other book called Crave, and they said that this one is pretty good, but I think this goes into the talking of the I'll start it Monday. I'll do it Monday. I'll do it Monday. And then don't get back to it, or you'll start and then you stop. And then you plan on starting again, and then maybe you actually do, and then you stop. But it touches on that. Now, if you know Lisa, she's not a heavy set woman or anything like that. And some people would be like, well, then why is she talking about food and cravings and anything like that? So from my personal opinion, and the reason why I want to look at this is that I've never been a overweight person, but medically by doctors, I am in the obese category. I'm not even going to say what I weigh. It's not that much, but according to doctors, I am in the obese category. The thing is that I have personally grown up with a combo eating disorder of anorexia and bulimia. It is a thing that is hard to deal with. And I think there's just a stigma that heavier weight people are the only people that have eating disorders or eating problems, or people that gain and lose weight. Like, I've been maintaining my weight, which is, I'm satisfied with that. But for the longest time, when I was trying to lose some sort of weight, I would just gain it right back. But also, I have allergies. I have lots of allergies to a lot of things. And I have low blood sugars all the time. So I have reactive hypoglycemia. The thing is that I love to eat and I want to continue eating, but I don't want to make myself unhealthy by eating things that I shouldn't because of my allergies and whatnot. So it just, for me, the way the book comes off is that it gives you a healthy a perspective on how to have a healthy relationship with food, because food can be something that people are addicted to no matter what your size is. So that, and then last but not least, I found a new author on TikTok. I just came by her. I follow a lot of Christian authors on Instagram, on YouTube, on um, Facebook, on TikTok, all of my social media platforms. And she was one that popped up because I follow YouTube or Christian people who do Bible studies and all that stuff, and authors. And she came up as a because you watch this, you might be interested in this person or a recommendation. I forget which channels do the recommendations and which doesn't, but there, I think TikTok does recommendation. She showed up on my TikTok first, and then she slowly slowed up or showed up on my other platforms. But anyway, she has several books that are out, and I think I have them all now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 5. Sorry, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 5. I have to figure out which, because one is a trilogy. One is a dystopian trilogy, and then the other two are standalones, I believe. Um, okay, Cross Academy trilogy. It's a book of 3, and then she has one that's called I Am Me. Let's see, what's that one? Oh, I Am Man, and the other one is called Patched. But I think I'm gonna do the Cross Academy one first, since that's book 1 in the trilogy, and that was the first book that I heard of, and that is the one that when I first saw her on TikTok, that was the one that came up that she was promoting. Anyway, she's a Christian author who is a little bit different than most Christian authors that I've come across. Most Christian authors that I've come across still has earthly magic that comes from the 4 realms of earth, water, fire, air. And then, of course, like the, magic of putting bones and chickens and stuff like that together, or that sort of like where they, or it's like more like Wiccan magic. So she believes, like in her books, that she is an author that believes that your magic, if you, in her world or in this world, if you have magic, it comes straight from God. It is not something that you say a spell for or put anything together. You say a prayer, and then God hears you and He's with you. And all of your magic comes from God. So it's different, and because it's different, that's why I want to read it. And this is called Cross Academy, and it is book 1, and her name is Felicity Elaine. Her YouTube is kind of dead. I don't think she posts much on there anymore, but I know she posts on TikTok. And she has her own publishing company, I believe, and it is called the Rebel Christian Publishing. So I am going to check this out and go from there. So that is my TBR. I have 5 books. Hopefully I will be getting to all 5 books in the month of August. Now, I say hopefully because at the very least I should be able to get through Crazy Faith, right? Because that's the one on the actual TBR list, as well as, well, I've already gotten to this one, so technically if I needed to cut a book, I would cut this one because I already got to this one. That'd be the first one I cut. And then this one, because this is July's and I haven't read it yet. So I need to read this one, and I need to read Crazy Faith. So hopefully I can at the very least get through those 2. And I say that because school is starting again. And I am a teacher. We go back tomorrow. And it's already been a week of August, and I just decided to take that first week of August and relax. So I got nothing read for August so far. But school is starting back. Tomorrow we go in to start setting up our classrooms, and to start diving into the first month of things that we are going to teach, or for most of us, the first week. And then we will go from there. But yeah, it's like a whole thing. And if you know an educator, then you know. You don't even got to be an educator. You just got to know an educator, and then you know. So, yeah, busy. And then I have 3 children that are starting school in a completely different school district than where I teach. So, like, it's going to be busy around here. A lot. So, yeah, and I think we're supposed to start another book for my small group, or the church as a whole, but I don't think we start that until the end of August, so it may not even be on my August TBR wrap up. So, yes, and if you don't see me at the end of August doing a wrap up, you'll see me at some point doing a wrap up for August, but hopefully you'll see me at the end of August, because this is my Christian readathon, and I will absolutely I love, and I will love to absolutely do a wrap up for you guys. I'll pray that I can get to it. So that's all I have, and until next time, bye.